Good morning and welcome to a review of Tomo-Chan as a Girl. Yes, we on episode 9 and we're weeks away to the show to end. Yes, it's sad to see the show go, and with spring around the corner for most of us, I'm looking forward for all the spring animes that's coming out. Especially in March, especially in March, we got the Demon Slayer movie, which I'm bringing my tote bag with me, and there's a chock full of other stuff around the way. Now, for the last 3 weeks, we have seen characters' growth and developing throughout the last 3 weeks. Not the first three, the last three. We had Tomo's backstory, childhood backstory with June and June's backstory about how they met and all that stuff and the promises. Then we had last week with about Mitsuru and her love, and all that stuff. Now we get the Carol backstory. That's what I like about Tomo-Chan's a Girl. Sure, it focuses on the rom-com between the tomboyish Tomo and June, and we all know they're gonna be like this. We get it. But when it comes to rom-coms, there's always a character with a backstory, and you gotta know what makes that character who they are and why they like this. And that's what we got. And still, I'm putting Tomo 1 and Carol 2 and Mitsu 3. I'm just saying. But that's here and there. I mean, we can debate that anytime we want. I don't give a shit. I'll post it on Twitter. But anyway, that's here and there. Anyway, let's get right to it with Tomo-Chan's a Girl episode 9. Because episode 9 it didn't focus on a romance. Sorry, this was all about the drama. Okay. Misaki senpai. After last week going on a berserk mode to defend Carol, we got to see a backstory as to why he always defending Carol and what makes him tick. And this is one of them. So, Misaki's backstory with his mob psycho haircut. I wasn't going to say Armin, even though Armin from Attack on Titan sucks. But he had that mob psycho bob cut haircut. You know what I mean? I'm sorry to laugh at him when he was little, but come on, guys. Let's be honest. Misaki, as a boy with a mob psycho haircut, that was pretty funny. That's funny. Now, he's all gloomy with his books, But then when he met Carol, as a kid, when he met Carol, it was like, that's a doll. Okay, that's here and there. So, Misaki wants to become stronger. He wants to improve. He wants to do whatever he can to protect Carol. So he joins Azua's dojo, Tomo's father's dojo. And Azua, being I understand the strength training, all that stuff. I understand that he's not on that level of June and Tomo's athletics. In terms of strength, they're up there. And Misaki's down there. So I get it. But the way he landed that punch, his sparring match against June, and he scratched him a little bit and hit him in the gut at the same time, when June hit him, that he actually put all that force into it. And you gotta love Tomo and June's giving Misaki some advice about finding your own strength, fight for the one you love. I mean, those kind of traits that makes you, that you want achievements, those kind of those goals, it's like that. Each of them had their own trait and explained to Misaki, and that was that. Now, Carol, though, but I get it. This was not about Misaki. This was about Carol. Guys, from the first moment I saw Carol, I didn't think what I was going to expect from Carol. I mean, I know Carol was rich. I know Carol's like an idol doll. I mean, she smiles and smiles. And, when it comes, and it's like, is there a way to break Carol? I always ask myself that question. When I first saw Carol, I mean, she's number one in exams. She's not really an airhead like a Aho girl level. I mean that, and again, I was surprised by all this. But the one thing I never thought Carol was gonna do was to break a trait, break that smile. I have never seen this. Like, this is the first time. Again, I don't read the manga, but watching her in that state, I was shocked. I mean, like, whoa. That was my reaction, like, whoa. And I don't want to hear, you should have seen it coming. No, I'm dead serious. I never thought she was coming from her. But how it got to that was like Misaki's being a dense this time. So first thing he said to Carol was, "Oh, I'm training at Azawa's dojo to Tomo's father," and it's that look. She's like, "Huh?" with that smile, and she asks, "What do you see in Tomo?" She's a role model, and jealous. So to Carol's mind, it's like she's jealous of Tomo. So with her, it's like, "Hey June, let's hang out," and she literally f-bombed Mitsuru, like literally f-bombed Mitsuru as she was walked by. Then I don't know, it's crazy to me. June took Carol to his house, and again, June has weaknesses too, especially when she got on the fucking bed. Like the moment Carol kissed June on the cheek, he literally lay down on the bed and just have Carol like rawr. Like literally, he is sick. I think we found out more on June's weaknesses as well. Is that any girl like her say growl at you? That's that. Now there's two ways to look at this. You can say that's scary or you can say that's sexy. Because I know most people are Carol fans who not only see Carol's best girl, but to do that, oh my God. That's that. And that scared June so much that he had to go to Tomo's house and hug her. I think in terms of physical contact, that's the most one he got out of it. That's the most he ever got to Tomo. And I think that's the best, that's that. Okay, now. Okay. This is why Misaki get on my nerves. You want to know what made Carol tick. And the best way to do it was to ask Mitsuru to say something, say something so negative, say a little white lie and make it so bad. I mean, Mitsuru, I understand you're third best girl. I get it. I know why people like you, but come on. To do that lie for Misaki's sake, that's dark. That's deep. That's deep. So deep. So deep. You let Carol crying in her room. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I'm getting that's fucked up. But it's the thing. I know people back and forth in this one say, Mitsuru, this is your fault for doing this. But it's kind of Misaki's fault. I mean, Misaki, you find a way to take her off, and this is the one thing you did. Don't do that. So Misaki went to her house, and Carol's mom did the thinkable. Headbutt. Matter of fact, I won't call it a headbutt, I call it skull bash. Skull bash. And then you see Carol crying. Props for the visuals, for giving us the animation of Carol crying. That was legit one of the finest animations I've ever seen, with Carol crying. The details and the visuals on those tears of Carol really, really was spot on. So this is where I feel like this is weird. Okay. So Misaki realized he made a mistake. Once he realized he made a mistake, he now confessed to Carol, "I love you." Okay, now, let's stop the brakes for just a bit. Let's stop the effing brakes. People in the community right now are looking at this as a positive and a negative. On the one side, you see Carol and Misaki, Misaki finally got the guts to confess to Carol and say, "Love you." At least he got more guts than freaking June. That's that. But then you look on the other side, I'm like, they're cousins. Bingo! You see my point? They're freaking cousins. I understand what people are saying. I get it, Carol. I understand Misaki likes Carol. I get it. No, I won't even use the term like, love. I understand he loves Carol. I get that. But but for those who watch this show and understand our mindset right now, when we have to remember that Carol and Misaki are freaking cousins. And for him to say that to Carol, "I love you, Carol," and they're about to kiss. Again, they're cousins. This ain't Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. This ain't Sweet Home Alabama. Let's get out the way. So it's like, do you want to see that or you don't? That's to a degree. One could look at this as like, okay, this is this, but other one people look at the Sweet Home Alabama vibe. So we're not gonna. So that's here and there. But leave it to Carol's mom to cop block with the whistle. I mean, just saying. And to get back at Mitsuru, I mean, have Carol the next day in a bunny, like some Five Nights at Freddy bunny head outfit, and just, well, not the whole outfit, but in a bunny head, and just kiss Mitsuru to calm her down as revenge. But overall, though, I love this episode because it wasn't about the romance that with Tomo and Jun relationship. It wasn't about that. With rom-coms, it's all about every character's perspective and what they want in life. And what this episode got us was more of the drama and a Carol episode. Forget it was a Tomo, forget it was Mitsuru episode. This was more on the Carol episode. What makes Carol ticks? Why is she always smiling? Which we got from her backstory from her mom about what makes Carol, why she's always smiling and all this. So we got every point of view about Carol and about why she is who she is. And like I said, this was more drama than it was on a romance. So props on this episode. This was like one of the most drama episodes we gotten so far. After 9 episodes, I feel like this was more drama than all the others. But again, and like I said, Carol was the MVP of this episode, but like I said, because this was her episode and this was the moment that we got to see more of her smiles. And like always, her smile could mean a lot. When she smiles, it might be mad. When she smiles, it might be sad. But seeing her real life without a smile, it's really like, wow. Not seeing her smile is really like, wow, this changes everything. But that's here and there. So we're almost done with this episode. I mean, we're 3 episodes away to the ending. And like I said, I look forward for spring anime shows to come out. There's a chock full of spring animes I'm going to talk about, what reviews I'm going to do, and I look forward to it. I'm going to post it on Twitter as well to give you guys a rundown of what spring reviews, what anime shows I'm going to do for the spring to come out. So I look forward for next week's episode of Tomo-Chan is the Girl, and I'm sure you will.